Indy, Monaco, Le Mans. There are many great races in the world, but for amateur drivers, one race stands above all others. For the past 50 years, the Sports Car Club of America Runoffs has been the pinnacle of amateur motorsports. A single, winner-take-all event that can take a lifetime to win and only split seconds to lose. This is where champions are crowned, where professional careers are launched. This is where greatness is born.
The grid is packed. The STL, the Super Tuner Lite category, is on the grid. We're moments away from the start, and that means John Bizignano has a few stories to tell amongst the crowd down on pit road. Biz, take it away.
Almost a full second above the second place qualifier. That's unusual at the runoffs.
Yeah, we had a really good qualifying session. Put down a really hot lap, but unfortunately for me, I know qualifying times and race pace are completely separate. So hopefully we can see what our race pace is and get a good gap on the field.
You said you're a little worried about the start.
Yeah, I think the cars behind us have a little bit more power, so the start should be a little interesting going into one. If I can hold them off, I think I might be good, but we'll see what happens.
You have a big smile on your face. Come on, buddy. So now listen, what's all this little bumping and rubbing up here on the fender? Was that from this weekend or?
Funny story. That's actually from my dad driving the car here last year.
Now, last year this was a exhibition type championship for you or for your dad. He won, but this year, my gosh, the grid is full.
Yep, this year it's the full deal, and you can see, the car count's way up this year. So it'd be nice to keep the STL thing in the family.
Why is it so popular, STL? What's the thing about it? Why are people drawn to this class?
I think a lot of cars from IT and Spec Miata can shuffle into STL real easily, and you can race on the national level. So you don't have to go buy a T1 car or something specific. So you can use a car in multiple classes.
And the car is heavily modified. I mean, it's a production car, but it's full race prepared.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Interior torn out, suspension, all that fun stuff.
And brakes.
And brakes, yeah.
Okay, that's one thing you want around here. I mean, it's a little bit heavy, 3,075 pounds. Are you the heaviest car out there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're the heaviest car by quite a bit. So, but this thing's got great brakes and it handles great. That's where it excels.
Look at this smile, guys. I mean, everything he says, he has this little grin on his face. I don't think he's giving up much. Back to you guys. Congratulations on the pole position.
Thank you.
He gets to race in the runoffs. I'd be smiling too. There's nothing more fun than doing this gig here today.
Rob Hoffmaster, our pole sitter, mentioning his father, Ray Hoffmaster. They were the only two expected Mazda RX-8s in the field, but there's only one remaining, Doris.
Dad had a big crash earlier on in the week and had to withdraw from a couple of races. He was favored to win, and unfortunately, Tuesday, as good a day as it was for high-speed action, claimed a lot of cars that day. I mean, and a lot of champions, guys that, are top-of-the-notch drivers, got caught out on that Tuesday. I don't know why, but other than it's the runoffs, and they're trying really, really hard.
Some incidents happened on Sunday. Some returned on Monday. Some national champions have already gone home.
A lot of them had to go home, unfortunately. Like I said, we tore up some equipment pretty good on Tuesday day, and some of those cars were just not repairable in time to get back here and run.
We see Rob Hoffmaster putting on his Hans device and his silver helmet. He'll lead us to green in the Mazda RX-8 that he's just talked to John Bizignano. I'm Jim Trado, along with Dorsey Schrader, by the way. Welcome again to the 2013 SCCA Runoffs coverage on SpeedcastTV.com. The STL category, there's 41 cars that are scheduled to take the grid and take the green flag here for 13 laps or 40 minutes. You see they're fairly close to production based, but a wide variety of cars here, Doris.
Ultra competitive class. There's a bunch of different ways of going about this. Some of these cars have bigger engines that are more or less stock. Some cars are allowed modifications. It's a wide open kind of a class, but there definitely are all the street tuner or the sport tuner cars that you see on the street every day. You've got Mazdas, you've got Acura Integras, you've got Miatas like crazy all in the field. Honda CRXs. I mean, there's a ton of cars that fit this category that you can come in here and make adjustments to other than the safety items and run.
We see Derek Ambrose Mazda 2 as well. It fits the category. SCCA wants you to, if you want to come racing, there's a category for you to work within.
And let me tell you about how competitive and how neat a class this is. Well, not only being one of the biggest classes with 41 cars, but there's 11 past national champions competing within this one race right now.
And what's amazing to learn and know about the Hoffmaster family, they have not had a deep history here at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs, but they've turned up gold when they've appeared. We talked about Ray Hoffmaster, the elder, crashing his car early. One of the favorites. He is a one-time national champion in one race. His son, Rob Hoffmaster, has run 3 national championship runoffs and has captured 2 gold medals. With his Mazda RX-8, he'll lead the field. His qualifying fast lap came on Tuesday. 2 minutes 32.995 was the time around this 14-turn 4-mile road course. Just about a second quicker than Jim Drago, who will join him on the front row in that number 2 Mazda Miata. Drago's got a whole host of Mazda knowledge when it comes to the Miatas and racing across many categories.
Yeah, Jim Drago, another guy that crashed out heavily, a past champion favored to win. He also had a crash on Tuesday that took him out of the contention for one of the other classes that he was going to run.
And we see the cars now forming. In moments, they'll roll trackside for their formation lap. Hoffmaster will lead them out. That's the silver number 2 of Jim Drago. Helps out a number of competitors with his performance machine. East Street Racing is what he houses them under. And Chad Gilsinger, an interesting twist to his story. He's already captured gold here this weekend. As a matter of fact, early this morning in T3, Chad Gilsinger, who's in this race, third on the grid, captured his second SCCA National Championship in T3. So recent track experience, albeit about 10 degrees warmer, it seems like, than a couple of hours ago.
Runs pro racing in the Continental Tire Sports Car Series and also is an engineer for Honda in the Honda of America Racing Team entry. You see him run all over the place. So he's a full-on engineer that works at Honda.
So is there any coincidence he's third, John Schmidt's fourth, and Luke Wilwert's fifth? Those boys all play together in Ohio.
There you go.
With the Hondas. That's kind of like Heinrichs with his GM development. These guys are right with Honda each and every day.
Yep, absolutely right.
Heinrichs striking gold again this year. The SCCA National Championship Runoffs on SpeedcastTV.com. Every race, every category, right here all weekend long. We want to thank you for joining us here on this momentous occasion for the final running of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. A 5-year run has come to its close after today at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. It moves on to Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca next year, then off to Daytona, and then to Mid-Ohio in the following years to come. So this is the final chance for these cars to get all the legs stretched out here on this 4-mile undulating road course, built in 1955, opened by a design by Cliff Tufte in what was then a quarry. Some great, great stories here. If you ever get the chance to come to Elkhart Lake, go downtown and look at those historic signs, because that was the road course on the roads of Elkhart Lake.
This is the premier racetrack in North America. I mean, it's the longest racetrack we run at, over 4 miles in length. You can't not have a good time up here.
We see the full field, many different cars and categories represented. Perhaps the Miatas have the nod in as far as many cars competing here. We've got a whole host of cars to get to here and introduce you to, as the STO category has 40-plus cars slated to go green, including one Randy Popst, who's mid-pack. That'll be kind of fun to watch how Randy may advance.
Which already raced this weekend once.
Rob Hoffmaster is our pole sitter in car number 11 out of Clarkston, Michigan. Detroit region, the Hoffmaster Security. Hoosier Mazda. That's the car that Randy Popst is going to attempt to race in, that blue car with the orange headlights. Car number 90 from Nick Leverini. He's actually going to probably max that car out.
He'll give it
the body panels will be flopping, the tires will be melted to the ground.
He'll ring it out. He'll ring it out. You know he will.
Nick Leveroni actually raced that car to 5th in the Spec Miata race, and there was, what, 1,050 cars in that class?
Oh, my God, there's 80-something cars here. It was unbelievable.
80 is the right number. I was exaggerating by a little bit. But Nick Leveroni said, you know what, Randy, I want you to race that car. Come out and play with my car. As Randy's initial entry was not able to make it all the way to Elkhart Lake, so great nod for the champion he is. Randy not only joins us on our coverage, but Randy Popst is an accomplished racer, and he couldn't wait to get the chance and the invitation to return to the National Championship Runoffs. He is a 2-time gold medalist, is Randy Popst, who starts back in 22nd.
I just saw Chad Gilsinger with Gunslinger, which is what we nicknamed him in the Pro Series. Chad Gunslinger, and he's got that on his windshield instead of Gilsinger, so he's picked up our name.
And as they roll, we'll tell you who's in which vehicle. The number 11 of Rob Hoffmaster leads them out. Number 2 is Jim Drago. He starts second in the East Street Racing Mazda Miata. Row number 2 will be the number 64 of Chad Gilsinger of Marysville, Ohio Valley region. The BFG Honda Performance Development H&R Honda Data, BRM Carbotech Honda Civic CSI. He gold medalist in 2010 in T3 and backed it up again this morning for 2-time champion in that class. Starting 4th, the number 13 of John Schmidt of Sunbury, Ohio. National points, finished 3rd in the BF Goodrich Tires, Redline Oil, HPD Honda Prelude. Starting 5th, the number 79 of Luke Willowert, SSB. 2012 gold medalist will start 5th in the number 79 HPD BF Goodrich Tires H&R Springs Honda Civic CSI. Starting to his outside of row number 3, Robert Beatty, Northampton, Massachusetts, and the Bill Fenton Motorsports BF Goodrich Honda Civic CSI. 7th, the number 5 of Bob Shader, Super Sweep eligible out of Longmont, Colorado, in the Hoosier Tires, MiataCage.com Mazda Miata. Starting 8th, the number 25, Andrew Salzano out of Marysville, Ohio, in his very first National Championship Runoffs in the Hart B.F. Goodrich HPD Honda Civic CSI. Starting 9th, the number 27, Brian Laughlin. Second here in the June Sprints in the Tulsa Radiology Associates Mazda Miata out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the Northeast Oklahoma region. Starting 10th, the number 61, Rich Walke, Hawthorne Woods, Illinois, Chicago Region Racer, sponsored by Dan Glitz and Creative Technology Incorporated. Scored the bronze here 1 year ago in his Mazda RX-7.
In 11th place, you have Bretton Williams from Clinton, Iowa, First Wealth Financial Group Mazda RX-7. Tim Selby, local guy here out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, brings a Mazda Miata to race with. Gregory Gale from Reston, Virginia, comes in with the RP Performance Wash Humane MX-5. A lot of Mazdas in this class, as you can tell. Stephen Wheeler up next from Geneva, New York. Wheeler Automotive, Acura Integra. Tom Brown, Muskego, Wisconsin, another local guy. Advanced Auto Sports Custom Wireless, another Miata in the field. Then you got Darren Treacle from Broad Run, Virginia. He brings in an Acura Integra. Stephen Gorian, Providence, Rhode Island, long toe there. Guerrilla Racing, I don't know about that. Guerrerian, I'm sorry, Racing, Guerrilla Racing, Driven Performance, Mazda Miata. Thomas Lepperer. Now, we know a guy named Lepperer works around here, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And it's Acura Integra is, of course, the father of our announcer broadcast. We're going to hope him on to a good finish yet today. Danny Stern, Adept Rossini, MP Truck Me, Mazda Miata. Next up is Al Patrick Sandlin, East Street Racing, Community Mortgage, Mazda Miata. That rounds out the top 20.
And Ted Cahall, one of the Cahall's Cahall Racing machines, will start 21st. 22nd, Randy Pope's in that number 90 out of Gainesville, Georgia. The Safe Racer Mazda Miata. A whole host of cars, again, over 40 entered here, including first-timers Amy Mills from New York, New York. She'll start 30th at number 14. And 20-year-old Joey Jordan will start 34th at number 47. MinxNails.com, BFG Mazda Miata out of Fallbrook, California. They've come from near and far to claim the national championship. This race pays medals and pride. We'll see how they do here in 13 laps or 40 minutes with this whole host of cars that are going for their formation lap. They've been here all week, Dorsey. But what's the adrenaline? What's it feel like now that you've got all these cars and your chance to capture a medal?
Well, they've been here all week, but they've only gotten one time out there in the dry. I mean, every time Tuesday when they ran, they were in the dry, and every time since then it's been in the wet. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. You got 40 cars that are pretty equal in speed. Drafting on 3 long straightaways here is going to be a really, really big issue, and they're going to have to learn to play well together, or we're going to have a big mess. There's a lot of race cars. There's a lot of guys and gals out there who want to win this race. It is the national champion. You don't have to bring the car home. You know, you can take it all winter and rebuild this thing. So there's a lot at stake here when we go green.
And Super Tuner Lite is a category that, again, the times are so evenly matched. The first 4 cars actually eclipsed the existing track record. Super Touring Lite is the name of the class. Sorry about the tuner category. I'm thinking about Grand Am here.
A lot of pro drivers in this class right now, too. There are 11 past national champions. A lot of guys that go into the pro categories. So these aren't just not, you know, it's not as amateur as it might look, I should say. I mean, you got some really good guys, drivers in this race.
And indeed, they're forming behind the pace car. The pole sitter is on what would be the near side. Driver's right up the front stretch because turn 1 is a right-hander. And here we come. The Chevrolet Corvette pace car will dip into the pit area.
Uphill run to the green flag, and the guys in the middle of the pack can't see. Remember that. That's why we have a lot of crashes here in the starts.
My guessing the drafting and the partnerships have already formed. We'll see if indeed the bump draft will work on this front stretch. No doubt it will as the race wears on. Will it be at the outset? No, it'll be Rob Huffmaster bringing them to green and clean up the front stretch. We're underway.
All it
in
takes
Super
is
Tuner Lite.
One missed shift. You know, you miss an second to third gear upshift, and all of a sudden it all goes wrong. So far, clean green.
Fanning out 3 wide to settle it early here. Trying to get track position. What a strong run there. The number 64 machine, Chad Gilsinger. We'll keep an eye on the gunslinger as he tries to get 2 medals this morning here at Road America. He's running third now in that black machine behind our race leader and pole sitter, Rob Huffmaster. Then Jim Drago.
All these cars, smaller displacement, so they're momentum cars. You really got to keep them moving. You don't want to get bogged down too much because it takes a long time for them to recover their speed. Yet once they're up to the speed, they're pretty good handling cars.
John Schmitz in that white number 13, sitting 4th right now in that Honda Civic Honda Prelude, excuse me. One of the few Preludes in the field.
Boy, there's a lot of cars headed down to turn 5.
Huffmaster leads Drago, then Gunslinger, Chad Gilsinger.
All three of those guys really top-notch drivers, no doubt about it.
There's that Prelude getting off a little bit. John Schmidt there recovering.
These cars can run up on the curbs. Their suspensions are much more compliant. Oh, and we got a spinner right there, the 0-3.
Brett Fensky started back in 27th position.
Could have been helped along. That's pretty normal down there to get bumped around on the first couple laps.
The 38-year-old will get back on course. His best has been a 7th place finish, and I imagine a top 10 in this is a big win for a lot of these racers.
Boy, it's a big win for anybody.
As stacked as this field is.
Yeah, I mean, look at that 40-car field. And with 11 of those being past national champions, some of these guys are pro drivers that run in the series. So it's not an easy feat to be in that top 10.
Luke Wilwert, we talked about him at the outset. He starts actually running in the 5th position, number 79 machine. A pair of white Hondas follow this black number 64 of Gilsinger now through the back half.
Got front-wheel drive cars, rear-wheel drive cars. You know, like I say, they're based more or less off all of real street cars, so the suspensions are more compliant. They have a higher ride height than any of those sports racers we watched earlier today.
Working the opening lap of Super Tuner Lite, and they're still going at it. That's the 79 of Wilwert going past the 13 of John Schmidt.
And Schmidt tries to return the favor as he comes up through the Bill Mitchell bend and takes his position back.
Not done yet, is he? Look at this.
Oh, that's good.
Chase to 14.
That's 3 passes and 2 turns.
Ooh, a little twitchy there on the nose on the 79 machine. Wilwert.
You set these front-wheel drive cars up to be corner loose on entry, so when you turn in, you'll see the back ends wag. The reason you do that is so you don't pick up the understeer right away, and you can always pull it back. They bumped right there, and you saw a hand signal from the 13 looking forward saying, John Schmidt saying, sorry, man, I didn't mean to rough you up right there. He didn't really want to bump him at that point on the racetrack. Anyway, with the front-wheel drive, you can always pull the car back in line with the power. So you set them up to be a little free on the entry.
Wilwert takes forward. No, they touch again.
Yeah, well,
Wilwert's around.
Now that wave, sorry, I didn't mean that, doesn't mean anything. And now we got cars in the gravel trap. That's as a reaction to the spin in front of them. Both these
Bob
guys.
Shader, the white machine sitting in the litter. Axles deep. The super sweep eligible racer is off course.
And you see the cars limping down the hill. Shader.
That's Wilwert getting back on course.
A lot of experience. He's an attorney out of Colorado. He's been racing for many years. I bought a Formula Atlantic car from him years back. He was, this suspension on the 79 cert. Left front is broken. He doesn't quite know it yet, but you'll find out soon enough.
The contact for the battle for the 4th position. Wilwert and Schmidt going at it in turn 1.
It's a shame for Shader. I mean, he's a past national champion in many classes.
Was collected with Brian Laughlin as well. Let's take another look at this, Dorsey.
Well, you roughed him up before. You see right now, he just has the fender inside, but he really wasn't clearly up alongside the car. They make contact. It turns to 79. Now, this is a reactionary crash that happened because they looked up ahead and they saw that wreck happening, and somebody got on the brakes and they got rear-ended, and that happens quite a bit on big fields of cars.
Everything has to go right for Bob Shader. It has this season. National champion point winner. Won here the June Sprints and now finds himself getting dragged out of the turn 1 sandbox.
Versatile driver, came out of Formula Continental, Formula Atlantic, ran a bunch of stuff there, and has won national championships in different forms of showroom type racing like this. We don't call it showroom stock anymore, but it's pretty much the same. Nothing stock.
Battle for 15th here. It's Tom Kraft in that red, white, and black number 46.
On the outside.
He's on it.
Outside carousel pass it. You got to really trust the guy you're racing against to pull that off.
Peter Keene saw him coming, gave him a racing line, and will now follow suit down in that Acura Integra to the kink.
Peter Keene let that happen. That was nice. Peter's one of the drivers that has no use of his legs. He drives by his hands completely. He's got throttle set up. You'll see the sign on the side of his car. He's a great guy. He comes in the Grand Am Rolex series as a crew guy and works. Actually was putting the engine in this car by himself on his wheelchair.
Really?
Dropped the engine on himself. So I gave him some crap about that the other night.
That's inspiring if you ask me.
But he bought me a Crown Royal, so he's all right in my book.
All right, he's back on the good list. Peter Keene out of Cocoa Beach, Florida, the 1999 Acura Integra, racing for position here. We see the number 79 recovering. That's Wilwert, who had that incident running for 4th. He's now making his way back up. Even if that left front is damaged, he's certainly making a go of it here in that white 79.
Peter doing a good job up in here, fighting pretty hard for that position.
Wilwert's back into the 9th spot now. Keene to 10th. Then comes Tim Selby back in the 18 machine in 11th.
Keene started, now this is fantastic. Keene started this race in 25th position, so he's made up 15 positions so far to be in that position he's at.
Here's the battle for fourth under their Sargento Bridge after turn number 3. This is turn 4 for A-ish. The squiggle here as they try to get it as straight as possible. The white car at the point is the Honda Prelude of John Schmidt, followed by number 28 of Robert Beatty. Another Honda. Beatty doesn't have that inside line in Ohio, but he certainly has a very fast Honda out of Massachusetts here now through turn number 5 in that black 28.
I never could find turn 2 or turn 4, but I know where 1 and 3 and 5 are. So that tells you anything.
We've seen crashes at turn 2.
Yeah, we have. You're right.
If there is such a thing.
It's a bend.
Under that Briggs & Stratton logo. Such an iconic place at Road America and such great sponsorship from Wisconsin-based companies, national companies. WeatherTech is nearby.
I just think that's the coolest thing. You got the Johnsonville Bridge, the Sargento Bridge with the semi going across it. You know, it's really a neat racetrack.
Tip of the cap to George Brugenthes and his entire staff. Mary Lou Haynes, she's been here forever, and it seems like it's working. It's really getting a lot of attention.
And it's not just the sponsorship; it's how they did it. You know, it's the neat fact that the bridge is the transport of the truck. I mean, first time I went around this racetrack and I saw that bridge, you know, I've been racing here forever, for 30, 40 years. I went, there's a semi coming across. It's like, what the heck?
The Corvette Bridge is an iconic place, but really, when you say Road America, the first thing they actually think about is food. People love to eat here, and it's camping now. It's a great environment to bring anyone to.
The race
enjoy
is
race
the
weekend.
excuse for the food. You put on pounds here when you come. They got ice cream here that's fresh, and they got Johnsonville bratwurst that's fresh.
And it's all local charities that benefit from that, and they do a great job.
It smells so darn good. You know, there's no way you can't get drawn in.
Some of these booths have been here for the entire duration of this track.
Yep. There's a bratwurst in one of these cars. I guarantee you somebody will have a bratwurst in there.
That's an idea. Like the carrot hanging out in front. We'll just put it on a fishing pole.
I could race and eat. It wouldn't bother me.
No, I'm sure you have.
I probably have.
Great battles on the racetrack in Super Tuning Light STL category. Working lap number 4. Rob Huffmaster, our leader. Jim Drago runs second. Chad Gilsinger sitting third. Great look here at the diverse field. The number 21 of Thomas Leopard now going around. He had motor issues throughout the weekend. His son Jeff Leopard, part of our broadcast crew out of Benicia, California. Thomas started back in the 22nd position.
Good idea. Tuck in behind that other Mazda. Try to get a little help down the straightaway. I mean, I wouldn't run down the straightaway, any one of these straightaways, without having a friend. I want to be tucked underneath somebody. Every time I get on that straightaway, I want somebody in front of me to pull me down through there.
Got a nice look here. Bob Shader back on course after getting axles deep in the litter. That's him in the number 5 machine, that white Mazda. Going for the super sweep, back on course. Good to see Bob back underway. Looked to me it was going to be a long process, but he's able to clear now. We see the damage on the left front fender of his Mazda.
Probably just got caught up in that brake zone stack up after that crash occurred. You know, everybody, when you're 10, 12 cars deep and somebody up front reacts, the guy at the back doesn't get to see it till too late sometimes.
And the great thing about it is we see Darren Treacle now in his very first run. I was competing at a very high level here. He comes out of Broad Run, Virginia. Now he's racing against Bob Shader. You mentioned all his attributes.
Peter Keene just got a dive bomb up the inside by the 46, and that pass was made for 10th place.
Give it to Tom Kraft in the 46. The 63-year-old leads this 5-car run up to turn number 6.
Keene doing a great job, like I said, up from 25th on the grid to 10th in just those first opening laps.
And Kraft started alongside him on that row.
That group is a fast group.
So qualifying speeds don't always determine how fast you can be in the race conditions. A lot of guys love to race. They don't like the fact that you've got to do it by yourself.
Peter Keene, I mean, driving with his hands, he works on the race car himself. You know, trying to change engines just with the use of your hands only and upper body. I mean, and then driving the car himself. I got so much respect for Peter. He just wants to do it himself. He goes, so that's all I can afford. That's what I got to do it myself. So he doesn't let any handicap discourage him from doing whatever he wants.
That's the battle for 10th. Give it to Keene. Running 11th is that number 18 machine, Tim Selby, who won the 1997 A Sedan National Championship at Mid-Ohio. He's also got a bronze medal to his credit. He knows how to get it done in runoffs competition at this level here. For the final time at Road America, we're working lap number 4 of 13 in the Super Tuner Light category.
It's getting busy back here.
There goes Selby to the inside.
He takes that position.
Super
Keene
Tuner
comes
Light.
back up the inside. It's going to be narrow in through here. And he gets positioned back. Good job. Hard fight for 10th place right there. Keene moves back around. Now here we go again.
Battle for 10th is hard as a battle for first here. We see Selby now drifting out behind Peter Keene. Keene's got the line on the exit of turn number 14. He'll hold position here in that black car, the number 23.
Selby turned in a little bit too early, which put him on a real tight trajectory toward the apex, was not able to get the power down.
And he'll lose 11th spot now.
Yeah, you got to square that car up if you're going to make a dive bomb in there like that. You got to make sure that when you get to the apex that you're with the front end of the car headed where you want to go, and his was not headed that far in the right direction.
Greg Amy is in the number 33 machine. He's in this mix as well. He started 13th.
I think right there we got a little rough up. It could have been Tim Selby. Might have just got rubbed on from behind. I'm not sure. Looked like the Mazda twitched a little bit there. And it's a good race as we're coming back down the straightaway. And that's, again, a bunch of cars running for 10th place.
Yep, Greg Amy, his best run has been a third in 1992 in SSB. He's racing in his 7th runoffs, just the bronze medal to show for it, but he's running for that 10th position now, running 11th in that flat black Acura, coming down the hill into 5.
King gets it down in there pretty good, I have to tell you. He gets down into the apex and up off the corner pretty well.
By the way, Randy Popes is up to 18th.
He's sneaking his way up.
Yeah, he is.
A few laps from now, we'll tell him to make his move.
He's waiting. He had no time to wait here. These guys are at it.
They are at it.
5 cars for 10th position. Give it to Greg Amy.
Pass in the apex at turn 7. You don't see that every day. In fact, you don't see it ever work hardly. That's Huffmaster who's winning overall. Rob in this particular case.
Rob Huffmaster in the number 11 machine, just 27 years of age, out of Clarkston, Michigan. He and his dad collectively have 3 gold medals. Rob Huffmaster's came last year in Super Touring Under. He's going for a Super Touring Light
Jim
gold
Drago
medal.
and Chad Gulsinger. Now I say gunslinger so much at the other broadcast, I can't get it right.
Drago's hanging it out there.
They'd have to be.
Are you worried at all if you're on his crew saying how are the tires going to hold up for another?
I think they'll be good. It's
all
nice
right.
and cool out there, and these cars don't weigh that much. They tend to be pretty tire friendly.
5 laps in out of 13. This is the difference. Here's our race leader, Rob Huffmaster, in the red machine. The Mazda RX-8, the only one in the class, leading the field.
Looks like the right car to have to me.
That's the battle for second here.
Next year there'll be more than one of those, I betcha.
It's a Miata versus a Honda Civic CSI of Chad Gilsinger in that black machine.
Gilsinger trying to get by Drago now. He had a good run off of turn 1. That exit was pretty nice.
Definitely filling his mirrors in the corners, but Drago able to stretch it out a bit on the straights.
Look how tight he drafts in there, even with the bigger, more profile car. He needs that help. You know, anything you can do with that bigger car to get top speed will be would be rewarding.
Gilsinger now makes a look here to the inside of turn number 5, a heavy braking zone.
Nice, if he can get it wound down, and he does.
Drago tries to return to the inside run up the hill to 6th, the blind left-hander.
Not going to happen.
Now with Gilsinger posturing like that, it won't.
No, he had that covered.
Yep.
The whole thing when you make that early pop out for turn 5 is to make sure that you got the car slow enough when you turn into the apex that you don't wash out and lets the guy cut up underneath you and go right up the hill. As long as you can trap him like he did right there, like Chad did, you can take that position.
Drago's a bit freer now in that Mazda Miata, running 3rd now for the first time in this race after starting on the front row alongside our race leader, Rob Huffmaster.
I would think the Mazda, being a little bit more slippery arrow-wise, should be good on those straightaways. Chad's going to have to try to find a way to get some ground, some distance between him and Jim before that straightaway comes up. Easier said than done.
Yeah, and Chad Gilsinger has a ton of experience when it comes to this level of competition. It's his 13th national championship runoffs, 3 silver, 2 bronze, and we mentioned now 2 gold medals in T3 in 2010 and just this morning in 2013 for Gilsinger in that black 64, now P2 with the lights on.
And he's running Pro Series as well on top of these amateur events. He runs over there, like I say, in the Conti races and is a winner over there as well.
So they're keeping sights on the race leader. Gilsinger now is going to lead this duo here through the Billy Mitchell Bend, which used to have the Billy Mitchell Bridge over it.
It's faster now when the bridge isn't there.
talk about the differences, though, Dorsey. We mentioned it. It's worth mentioning here. Hey, there's Randy Pope, speaking of mentioning, getting passed by the number 80 machine. Todd Lamb will make the move on Randy. Randy's the second car in this 3-car train.
Todd, another driver who runs in the Pro Series occasionally. Runs a Mustang every once in a while, and him and Randy having a good time. I'm sure they've raced against each other before in different classes, whether they knew it or not.
What a thrill for Tom Brown here in the number 77. He's my neighbor in Muskego, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we live about half a mile, not even half a mile from each other. And Tom loves the fact he raced Spec Miata. He runs with the Advanced Autosports guys, but his business, Custom Wireless, allows him to do this He's going to get out of that car going, who was I racing again?
Yeah,
Randy Popes, no way.
Yeah, Popes and Todd
What a
Lamb.
thrill.
Both well-known, you know, in the ranks. Randy's won so many national championships in so many different classes, pro and amateur, that everybody should know who he is by now.
And again, Randy able to just take the opportunity as a two-time gold medalist to return, as all the national champions have been invited to return here for the 50th running of the SCCA National Championships. Randy jumped at the chance, not only as our broadcast partner, but also a chance to race here.
And you didn't have to run in the class that you won the championship in either. You could just get an invite from anybody and come compete. I got several invites, but unfortunately didn't take anybody up on anything.
You brought the motorhome though, right? You take some laps in that?
Yep, I could definitely take some laps in that.
All right, just checking.
Good 3-car draft right here up the front straightaway. Looks like one. There's 3 there.
It's the battle for 15th. Todd Lamb on the number 80 machine. The Hawk Performance Brakes sponsored
Good stuff
Mazda.
right there. Randy in the meat of the sandwich. Randy, of course, is driving a regular spec Miata with no modifications. In fact, all 3 of these cars are the same configuration. They should not be able to win this race. They're not fast enough. But there's a lot of them in here because it's a dual class. It's another opportunity to race at Road America, and they're all smiling, those 3 guys right now, I guarantee you.
And they've had to qualify for this event, so they took the time and effort throughout the entire season to qualify to be invited here for the National Championship runoffs as well. Takes time and effort, and these boys are playing hard here on lap number 7 of 13. Popes gets crossed up there entering 5. I saw the hands working on that one.
Yeah, I saw it too. He caught that one pretty quick. He got loose on turning and corrected it pretty quickly.
Popes in the second car in line here.
This is what I know you weren't here the other day. You did another race that you were covering. Anyway, the Spec Miata race looked just like this. Oh, and we have a crash, and one of them is Peter Keene.
That is for position up front.
That's a spin.
10th and 11th, Greg, Amy, and Peter Keene. They were running in the top 6 at one point in time. Turn 8.
That was that big battle going on for 10th. They had like 5 cars that they were so close together.
So as they try to rekindle their efforts and try to gather back a top 10 run, we see Rob Huffmaster running away with this one thus far, but it's far from over. Working lap number 8 of 13 in the SCCA National Championship runoffs in Super Touring Lite. Stay with us on SpeedcastTV.com. We're returning to Road America in moments.
The 2013 SCCA runoffs are brought to you by Mazda. Zoom Zoom.
It's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You wish the freeway on-ramp was your personal racetrack. Well, buckle up, buddy, because the Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and events across the country, the SCCA has all the excitement you can handle. Dance the blacktop two-step with SCCA Solo. Get down and dirty with SCCA Rallycross. Or go wheel-to-wheel with SCCA Club Racing. Hit the track with the SCCA, where America's best drivers race.
He ignored the naysayers and never compromised. When Thomas Edison threw the switch, it changed everything. Engineering without compromise. This is the Mazda way. And this is the Mazda CX-5. Skyactiv technology makes it lighter yet stronger, earning a top safety pick. And more fuel efficient than any hybrid SUV. This is the uncompromised Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?
And welcome back to Super Touring Lite live coverage here on SpeedcastTV.com. This is your race leader, Rob Huffmaster, the number 11 Mazda RX-8, going after his 3rd gold medal in just 4 tries, the National Championship runoffs. Working lap number 8 here at Road America, the National Park of Speed, and the setting is beautiful. It leaves just on the tinge of turning here in the fall in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
Got a 4.6 second lead over second place, which is much more hotly contested. Chad Gilsinger and Jim Drago having at it for second. Like I said, they're 4.6 seconds back behind Huffmaster, who has been dominant so far in this race.
In qualifying, he was about a second faster than the field, and it's paying off here. That speed has not fallen off from the Tuesday runs when that was the best day to get a time in. I want to say 4 or 5 of these 40 cars had their best time on the second day of qualifying. Others all on the first.
There's your second place battle right there with Gilsinger leading Drago as they head up the hill.
Running 4th is Robert Beatty. In 5th, Luke Wilward, who's had a nice recovery from a spin earlier in turn number 1 while racing for 4th. John Schmidt up to 6th. Rich Walke, and the number 61 is up to 7th position from the 10th starting spot. Out of Hawthorne Woods, Illinois.
Robert Beatty, you were just talking about right there, and Luke Wilcourt. That's your 4th place battle, because you've got those 2 racing up ahead of him, racing there.
So what you identified as perhaps left front suspension damage might have just been contact that maybe rubbed some off the wheel. It makes it look a bit different.
It just looks weird. It looked like a twitch. I think he's okay with that. You know, I thought at first it broke something on the front suspension, but apparently not. Could have been the fender pushed in on the tire, and then the tire was just hopping along. It made it look like it was broken. But
Wilwert scoots on through here. Good spot run there into turn number 1. Textbook pass for 4th on Beatty.
As a good race car will do, it fixed itself. I've never driven very many good ones. They don't fix themselves often.
Give us a glimpse, Dorsey, what these drivers are feeling now. It's been an entire week going on. You've been in this position. You've raced in the SCCA National Championship runoffs. It's got to be a thrill, not only it's to this point, but when your car's running well, it's got to just be such a thrill.
Yeah, this is good racing all the way. And we've seen, I'll say that right now, over the last 3 days, we have seen nothing but good racing. That was Schmidt that just went behind the wall with mechanical.
In the garage, turn right.
John Schmidt out. We've seen nothing but really fantastic races. And I said that, and I said it on Facebook and stuff too. There is no better racing than this SCCA National Championship runoffs. I mean, I like the format. The races aren't overly long, so 40 minutes is the max time limit on any of them. You have guys giving it 100% for 40 minutes instead of wandering around half of the day waiting for the finish to come. These guys race hard the whole way.
And give a credit to the SCCA officials, setting this up, setting the plan, keeping it in place, time certain.
Just short of 700 cars here. Wow, look at the Spec Miata battle. This is what it was like with 80 cars the other day. That's Randy Pope's up to 14th now.
Leading this train.
That was just great. I mean, imagine what that was like with 80 cars. It's just like that. Only a whole heck of a lot more of them.
We've got it all for you here on SpeedcastTV.com as well. Pope's now giving way. He had his chair at the point, or perhaps he's just saying, guys, follow me over here. Please, come on over here. Come on over here.
He's saying, why are you doing this to me? The freight line trying me. He's going to lose all those positions. But you know what? I know what Randy's doing right now. He's out there driving to have fun. He doesn't really care at all where he finishes. He can't win this race. So he's giving him a little driving lesson, and then he's sitting back and watching him let him play. And, his finishing position to him doesn't make a bit of difference. He's just having fun.
And this is the battle for 11. Tim Selby in the number 18, that yellow machine, leading 3 cars under the Johnsonville Bridge. Gregory Gale is in the black 38, followed by Greg Amy in the black 33. Those 2 cars actually spun, so good recovery by them as well.
Yeah, no damage done on that. I think they just got caught up in on what that big wreck at turn 1 was looking like, and just got stacked up together and turned around.
It's Gregory Gale in that white MX-5. I misidentified a moment ago. Good run for him after starting in the 14th position in that car number 38 up to 12th. And it's not over yet. That yellow car is Selby. Black car is Treacle in the number 70 machine. This is a position for 10th battle.
And Gregory Gale, too, in that other Mazda, is now trying to whistle by and get that position if he can get his nose up underneath there.
Well, he's certainly all over the backside of that Acura getting into turn number 14 here.
And that's the same way it was going earlier on with Keene, with Peter. Same car, same kind of maneuver, kind of going shallow entry on those pass attempts.
And I saw Treacle go through 14. He actually was a 3-wheel turn for him. It's okay to have the rear tire on the inside off the ground.
Yeah, the front wheel cars will always lift that. They'll hike that back end up in the air. As long as they don't start hopping up and down, you don't even know it's happening. I mean, you can't feel it. There's no real load bearing on those wheels back there anyway, hardly at all.
Selby to the inside in turn number 1. A long straightaway leads into a sweeping right-hander, and Selby will take the position.
So he got that position, but what he should have done, did you see how when he made it, he stayed all the way to the driver's right to the inside? He made the corner much tighter. He should have moved all the way to the left and crowded the guy on the outside and then got the radius for the corner. He'd have been further ahead if he did that. But he makes those shallow approaches, and those are confusing sometimes.
We see damage on the left front fender of Luke Wilwert. That happened on an opening lap spin as he and another car tangled. John Schmidt, actually, who is now retired from the event. They actually tangled a bit, and Wilwert got the worst. He spun sideways, but able to recover now for 4th in this big field. Quite an impressive run for him.
Yeah, up to 4th from being stopped in the gravel trap up there for a minute. There's Beatty right there that he just got by.
He's leaving
running in 5th place, leaving him easily right now.
Rich Walke runs 6th. Brenton Williams is running 7th in the 00. He started back at the 11th position. Running 8th is Tom Kraft. 9th is Darren Treacle. 10th is Tom Selby.
Wonder if we didn't see the pass made. I wonder if Drago and if Wilwert and Beatty actually had a touch, and that might have sent Beatty back that far, because they were running pretty much the same speed for a long time.
Expectations were high on perhaps some contact to get positions, but it's been a very clean race thus far. Working lap 11 of the Super Touring Lite National Championship Runoffs event at Road America.
There he lifts that right rear, hikes that right rear up in the air as he goes through there.
All alone in the 5th position, now completing 10 laps of 13 here.
Don't see anything wrong with that car as far as, no tire smoke, nothing like that going on. They were running pretty close to the same speeds Luke Wilwert was with Robert Beatty early on, but by the time that Luke got by into 4th place, this car dropped back now and has stayed back. So you kind of wonder if he's having a issue that he's dealing with. Could be a gearbox not wanting to shift cleanly.
And Beatty is in his 12th National Championship Runoffs, trying to maintain his pace here as he's losing a bit of track time, but apparently the gap's kind of maintaining now. Dorsey.
Yeah, Wilwert running a little bit faster times. I mean, he picked up the speed somewhat for whatever reason. He's running a lot better lap time than Beatty is. Some of that's traffic, but Jim Drago here in 3rd place has got that lonely kind of look to him. He's not really racing any other cars around him. Chad Gilsinger's up in front of him about a little too far to catch, and Jim Drago's behind him a little too far to be catched. So he's in a lonely kind of 3rd place position right now.
Driving a 2002 Mazda Miata is Jim Drago, 47 years of age. Finished 7th in East Conference, 38th in the North, and 21st in Mid-States. He's raced a lot this year. 1 pole and a top 3 in majors competition. Drago also looking for his 2nd gold medal, as he's already bagged the Spec Miata National Championship.
And that was a great race too, like I was telling you before. Drago got that one won, and that's a tough one when you're fighting 79 or 80 identical cars to be able to win like that.
Coming across the bow, Drago here. Or sorry, a slower Silver Machine waving these guys past.
Yep, that just came on through there.
40-some cars, it's hard to tell from a distance, but up close we see Bob Shader.
Yeah, I'd say Bob, national champion in many different classes at this time, has driven pretty much everything. Hails out of Colorado region.
Turn 1 was not so kind to him. As we mentioned, the 2-car tangle that included Luke Wilwert. It also collected 2 other machines, the 27 of Brian Laughlin and that number 5 of Bob Shader out of Longmont, Colorado. And he's able to recover, but we see the front end damage, and any chance of that super sweep is slipping away quickly here in the final moments of Super Touring Lite.
Racing with the 61 car right there, Rich Walke. The 2 of those guys haven't had. Shader just got by him, and I see a little pumping on the brake pedal, which means that the brake pedal is getting a little long in the tooth. This racetrack with those 3 long straightaways, they all end up on downhill runs, and you really use the brakes here. I mean, you got to have some brakes on these cars.
Huffmasters have this track figured out.
Yeah,
how will it play with this category once we move it 1 year forward to Mazda Raceway at Laguna Seca?
Well, it's all different there, especially for guys who've never been there before. This racetrack's all about straightaway speed. When you get out to the Laguna, it's all about finding grip on that infield, which doesn't have any. I mean, it is absolutely a skating rink. And guys who've never run it before, you have to be so precise, and you have to have so much patience at that racetrack because the grip level's so low on that infield.
Huffmaster clicking him off here as we're working lap number 12 of 13. Did not race this season, except for the June sprints where he came up and had a horrible run. Finished 23rd overall in his category, but again, by being a 2-time champion and defending race winner of this of the STU, STU category, Super Touring Under, he was able to get that champion's provisional. Once you win a gold medal in the runoffs, you are eligible each and every year to return without having to compete in regional or national competition.
Huffmaster's just had it his way. I mean, he's just been dominant.
2 gold and a top 5. I'd say it's okay for 3 runoff tries.
He's got this thing nailed down. No wonder he was smiling so much with Biz at the beginning.
Pointed to his dad's damage from a year ago in the fender. So
I didn't do it.
This car's been shined but not fixed. Maybe it's faster that way. You know, sometimes drivers have premonitions about leave it like it was. Dad had a pretty fast car last year.
Pre-disastered. You don't have to worry about scratching it. It's already got scratches.
And by the way, his dad won this class last year in this car. Super Touring Lite could go back-to-back in the same vehicle. Father handing off the gold medal to his son in the final laps here.
Uh-oh, we have a problem here. This is down
Kyle
in Canada
Watkins.
corner. 78 cars smoking pretty heavily over there.
He was in that cluster from 14th on back with Tom Brown, with Todd Lamb, with Randy Popes, and Thomas Lepper. They were all in the mix there.
White flag one more time around for Rob Huffmaster. Not contending. Anybody trying to pass him anyway is what I'm trying to say.
Watkins, you remember from A Sedan fame, won a silver medal in A Sedan at Mid-Ohio a couple years back. Unfortunately, he's ended his race against the barrier.
Top three have not changed. Huffmaster leads Gilsinger over Drago. It's been that way through the race.
That might have been the only time he's ever gotten near the edge in his cars.
Just wanted to
Such
feel
a smooth
something.
run.
Yeah, he's well within his confines. He's pretty happy right there.
Final half lap for Rob Huffmaster, going for his third gold medal in 4 tries. The first
That's
in
Chad Gilsinger coming
Super
along,
Touring
I think.
Light. Gilsinger's had a comfortable run in second once he and Jim Drago figured out who had a faster car. Gilsinger forced that issue into turn 5 right here, and it's been his second place position since.
And then right behind him, the next car up, the silver car, the Mazda, will be Drago, Jim Drago.
Second medal of the week if it all goes to plan in these final few corners for Drago. Luke Wilbert recovered for 4th. Robert Beatty 5th. Rich Welke running 6th. As
Good
things
finish for
wind
Wilbert.
down.
He came from the furthest way to get where he's at.
Started the 5th position, but again, that damage and all those cars that went right on by him because at the start they're all right together.
So he recovered from that pretty well.
Gilsinger get that left rear inside rear tire about 4 inches off the pavement here at Road America. He's sailing on to a silver medal.
Looks
in
that
Super
way.
Touring Light.
Half a lap to go.
How big of an advantage was it for Gilsinger to enter more than one class this year, and both happened to be on the same morning as the schedule worked out?
You know, sometimes that is an advantage. There's no question about it. Certainly gave him an advantage in knowing what the racetrack would be like today since he ran that first race. Nobody's been on this dry track since Tuesday, and that track Tuesday is hardly the same as what it is now grip-wise. It never did come back. Of course, it's not that warm outside either like it was. It was 80-something degrees on Tuesday.
Still jackets and vests on, a couple layers deep on pit road, where John Bizignano is going to be talking to our race winner, who's in this final corner. The Mazda RX-8 won the championship a year ago with Ray Huffmaster behind the wheel. This time it's time for his son, Rob Huffmaster, to celebrate as a 27-year-old and now 3-time national champion. First time in Super Touring Light, Rob Huffmaster, the winner here today at Road America.
Made it look easy. I know it wasn't.
A gold this morning, and it will be a silver as the sun continues to shine here at Road America on Chad Gilsinger, who finishes second with a hand wave out the window to the corner workers. Third place to Jim Drago in that silver Mazda Miata, now crossing under the bridge at start finish. Great run by Drago as well after starting in the second position.
Luke Wilbert,
Looking
great
for a
job
white-
by him, and Robert Beatty, who had such a good run.
And they're coming up the hill for the final time. There's Wilbert. There's Beatty. Now going to the inside line. Driver's right.
Wave at this crew when he goes by.
Up the hill.
That's what he's doing.
Spirited run by Beatty as well, and a salute to them. So the Huffmasters continue their stranglehold on Super Touring categories here in the National Championship Runoffs competition. Ray Huffmaster had a crash early in the weekend, but the car he won with a year ago returns to victory lane at Road America with his son Rob Huffmaster behind the wheel.
And Thomas Lepper, the father of our co-worker, Jeff, announcer, comes in 15th and beats our other announcer, Randy Popes.
That's going to be a topic of discussion tonight, no question.
Well, yeah, that's going to be a beer buying situation there.
That's the light blue car now we see in frame. There we go. That's the number 80 of Todd Lamb. He had the greatest run going. He and Randy Popes really had a spirited duel for that 14th, 15th spot, and he'll get credited with 13th if all goes to plan to the finish here. That light blue Integra is Leopard.
Yeah, you got 13th, 15th, and 16th.
Yep. There goes Randy Popes. That
Randy
orange
will be
blue
smiling.
machine.
Do you ever see Randy not smiling?
No, he's a great guy.
No, he's always smiling.
And he's enjoying the fact he can share this great racing weekend as a broadcaster and now as a racer.
Yeah, he'll drive anything, any place, anytime. And he knew he couldn't win this race today with that car. But it didn't make a difference. It's the 50th running of the Runoffs. And he's at the Runoffs, and we're at Elkhart. That's all good.
It is very good. There's Randy Popes in the final few corners. Tom Brown, I mentioned my neighbor, he's actually running 2 spots ahead of Popes at the finish. So that's bragging rights going back to Muskego, Wisconsin.
Beat a pro guy.
Up the hill. Ooh, it's not over yet. Lepper's going to pull to the inside of Brown.
And get him.
The 21 is Lepper. He's got it. Give him 14th. 15th to Brown at the finish line. Popes to 16th.
Slips by on the final run up the hill.
And a nod to Brett Fenske after spinning early in the race to a dead stop to 18th. Good job by Brett Fenske with a high wave out the side of his white and purple 03. Exhilaration and relief for these racers. Hard at it for 13 laps around Road America's 4-mile, 14-turn course.
And you know, when you get a weekend like this where on Tuesday it's beautiful and Monday when these guys got here, and then it rains night and day for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, it makes this seem so long. You're right. They are really glad now that they got a dry race in and they got the thing over, and it's time to celebrate.
Up the hill they come, led by Rob Hoffmaster. We talked to John Bizignano before the race, and I'm certain he's eager to talk to him after. Chad Gilsinger comes home with the silver. Jim Drago finishes with the bronze medal here at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. The 50th running of 50 years of champions, and for the third time, Hoffmaster now will find himself being graced with a gold medal. Exciting racing. We saw some close moments. We saw some great racing throughout the field. We mentioned Randy Popes getting the chance to race in a Spec Miata in this division. A number of other drivers getting that opportunity as well. Quentin Nelson, in his very first runoffs, went from 29th up into the lost my spot there for a moment. What a great run for him as his first run, as he's got a great chance to celebrate throughout the week as well as Brenton Williams, who started 11th and finished up in the 8th position. Lots of stories to talk about. Let's now focus on the winner, on our champion with John Bizignano, is our gold medalist.
Rob, congratulations on another gold medal. Let's Bonnie get the medal out here so we finally have some sunshine. We might as well show off the gold a little bit. Yeah. Now, at the beginning of the race, you told me you were worried about the start. You were worried about the power of the two guys behind you, but there wasn't. That really didn't turn out. When the flag dropped, you were able to maintain that.
Yeah, I got a really good start off there. I tried everything I could to get my RPMs going in this car because the rotary, if you're too low, you'll just bog down the whole straight.
What do you do to do that?
Keep it right at 7,000 RPMs and maybe play a little game with the other guys.
When you see that green flag come out and you have all those RPMs, is it a shift immediately into another gear? Or are you able to?
No, it's a little bit. Yeah, it winds out 2,000 RPMs or so it takes a little bit.
And then a nice braking distance down into turn one. They were right on top of you at that point.
They were all over me there. I was getting concerned. There was one car coming up on the outside. I thought he was going to dive in.
3 gold medals. This class, first time out this year, a huge entry. Are you going to be building a bunch of these Mazdas for other people?
Well, we'd love to. If they keep the car competitive in the class, we'll do it.
All right. He'll make almost as competitive as yours. You might keep 1 or 2 secrets for yourself. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, there was a little bit of racing in this class back a little further down. And someone who definitely knows how to run here at Elkhart Lake, Chad, you had a little bit of excitement out there, but towards the end you just pulled away, man.
Yeah, I saw that, Drago's tires were starting to go off a little bit. He was getting, loose on some of the corner exits, and I was able to push my braking zone a little bit and catch up to him. And then I saw an opportunity going into 5, and I knew I wouldn't get many like that, so I took it, and then I was able to pull away. But I didn't have anything for Rob. Rob ran a great race.
I'll tell you, when you see a car with that much of advantage, does it make you want to switch cars, or does it make you want to build this one a little bit better?
This one, there's a couple of things we can do to this one to make it better.
Like what?
Yeah.
Without giving too much away.
Well, the engine's bone stock, so the rules allow a little bit, and I haven't done anything to the engine. This was an old showroom stock car that we just put together for me to do this race, using the 50th anniversary, former champions buy. So it's a good car. I think it'd be pretty strong in the class. Hats off to Rob. He did a great job.
Pretty strong. You got to that silver medal, so work on it all winter long and come back for the gold. Congratulations. Well, certainly another person who knows his way around here. Jim, you're taking on water with that nice bronze medal. Congratulations. But I'll tell you, buddy, you usually have a little bit more for these guys at the end of the race. Were your tires gone away, or what was going on?
I think we missed the setup a little bit. Was probably the worst part. The car was tight and right, and
you didn't look that comfortable in it the entire time.
Okay. And truthfully, I had one spec Miata, so I wasn't happy with second. So I was either going to try to catch Robbie. We had a big gap to third, so second or third, it really didn't matter. I was going to push, and then I just think I pushed so hard. I got the car where we baked the front tires, and we just didn't have anything. I kind of just let Chad go. Tried to save the tires for a few laps and come back, but we couldn't do it.
Well, you did do it. You got a nice bronze medal, so at least
you.
you saved it for that. Okay, guys, this is a class that everyone has to consider. Sure, it starts out in a production car, but with great rules for modifications, anyone can buy a production car like this and go racing with it, and exciting racing.
Correct, thank you. And I want to thank Mazda and Hoosier. If I didn't have those two sponsors, I couldn't do this stuff.
All right. Thanks, Mazda and Hoosier, from everyone down here. Congratulations to you on that bronze medal. Okay, guys, sun's out, it's warm, it's above 60 degrees, and it's time for lunch.
And you can never tell John Bisignano is cold because he wears every layer he could find at the store every year here at the Runoffs. But It's a great afternoon of racing ahead. And we do want to tell you that of the committee, we've decided that the GoPro Hero Move of the race actually belongs to a driver and his team. Greg Amy in the number 33 machine. We saw him battling for 10th with Peter Keene throughout the race. They actually made contact, and he lost a lot of ground. Well, after that crew changed the engine earlier in the week, it really made a difference because he was able to come back through the field and finish top 10, and it's got to be a pretty impressive run for him. And knowing that all that work paid off for Greg Amy, who finishes 7th.
It did, and for the team that did the work on that car, too. These cars are not that easy to change engines. They're not made like real race cars where things are accessible. These are more like street cars, and to pull an engine change and try to do that extra work to get the speed needed, well, it got him a 7th today, and it got him that GoPro award. Award.
There's a 5.1 second difference at the finish. Rob Huffmaster breezing past the competition from the Safe Racer pole to victory. Chad Gilsinger second. Jim Drago started on the front row and managed the 3rd spot. We just heard from Jim. Luke Willward, another strong run for him after contact and sitting sideways literally in front of the field at the outset. Recovers for 4th. Robert Beatty in the 5th position. We saw a lot of his race, 43 seconds back. But again, he and Willward had a good battle for a while as well. Rich Walke, another strong run for him. Greg Amy, we just talked about. What a great run for him. Britton Williams up from 11th to 8th. Darren Trico, we saw his car on screen as well. 17th to a top 10 finish for him. Not a bad run-outs for him as well. And Tom Kraft in the number 46 machine started 25th and finishes 10th in his 13th runoff. So good job by Tom Kraft out of Des Moines, Iowa for a top 10 run. As we find ourselves wondering, how did Super Touring Lite go? You can find out on SpeedcastTV.com. We're going to show you the highlights here. That was the spin that took Bob Shader out of Super Sweep contention with the number 23 Peter Keene. They had a great battle going on throughout the race. And indeed, a strong spirited run. That's the 33 Greg Amy coming home with a top 10 run. And Gilsinger and Pobst and Brown all in the mix. What a great race here. Super Touring Lite. We hope you enjoyed it here on our coverage of SpeedcastTV.com. Thanks to Dorsey Schrader for his insights. And, of course, John Bisignano on pit road as well. We hope you enjoyed it. Some had a great run. Some have head-scratching and work to do for 2014. We'll see you next time at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs competition.
The 2013 SCCA Runoffs are brought to you by Mazda. Zoom Zoom.
It's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You wish the freeway on-ramp was your personal racetrack. Well, buckle up, buddy, because the Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and events across the country, the SCCA has all the excitement you can handle. Dance the blacktop two-step with SCCA Solo. Get down and dirty with SCCA Rallycross. Or go wheel-to-wheel with SCCA Club Racing. Hit the track with the SCCA, where America's best drivers race.
He ignored the naysayers and never compromised. When Thomas Edison threw the switch, it changed everything. Engineering without compromise. This is the Mazda way. And this is the Mazda CX-5. Skyactiv technology makes it lighter yet stronger, earning a top safety pick. And more fuel efficient than any hybrid SUV. This is the uncompromised Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?